experience. Nash asked me to come today and just share a little bit about my story, how I got here, where we are today. Graduated 2010 from Kamaikan, went on to Washington State University. It was a huge change of space for me personally. High school was fairly easy. I graduated with a 3.9 GPA. I was expecting a similar transition to college. I got to Washington State University, and my freshman year, I was out at the rec center. I was out playing video games, and I didn't take school as seriously as I probably should have. I ended my freshman year with a 2.6 GPA. So imagine going from a 3.9 to 2.6, and then all of a sudden I said, wow, it's not as easy as high school was. Probably should take this a little more seriously. So kind of shifted gears my sophomore year of college and started taking things more seriously, and I shifted majors to finance. So I double majored in finance at Washington State University along with pre-law. And I was kind of torn. I didn't know what direction I want to go. Do I want to go get my MBA, master's in business? Do I want to go to law school? And ultimately what I decided to do after Washington University is go pursue my MBA. My family had started a business back here in Tri-Cities, was just starting off. It was a hotel management and development company where they develop hotels, build hotels, and then manage them as well. So I said it would be a great use of my time to go and learn some, further my education, grad school at University of Portland, get a master's in business with a focus in finance, and bring that back to the family company here in Tri-Cities and see what we can do and grow. So I graduated with my MBA in 2014, and since then I've been fully immersed in the family business. We develop hotels. Our company own and operate 9 hotels now across the Tri-Cities, 1 in Texas, some in Oregon, some in the west side of the state. My day-to-day role has kind of evolved throughout the years now that we're at a level of 9 hotels. I have about 425 team members under me who I oversee, and have been able to build a really nice, solid team. And, a lot of great youth I've been able to add to our organization straight out of college. They're all excited, eager to learn, and always constantly asking questions and asking the right questions. So that's why I was very excited to be asked to come out here today and speak to you guys and just answer any questions any of you have, and see what I can do for you. So anyone have any specific questions?
What hotel are you?
So
chain?
So in the we are franchise affiliated with. Who here knows how a franchising model works? Who's familiar with franchising? What? Go ahead.
Like a franchise is like a parent company kind of, and
Yeah.
they can give other people ownership of a company, and they work under that major company.
Yeah, no, you pretty much nailed it. So we franchise with Marriott, Hilton, and IHG. And oftentimes when you're driving down the road, you'll see the huge Marriott and you'll say, oh, well, it's a big company-owned hotel. But no, that's not necessarily the case. It's often owned by local community members that are paying Marriott a royalty fee to put their name on the building. You have to go through a vetting process to get those approvals. So we have in the Tri-Cities at the Pasco Airport, we built the Courtyard by Marriott. We paid Marriott a franchise fee to have the Courtyard by Marriott name on our building, and then we own and operate the building. Same thing with your local McDonald's, your Taco Bells, your Subways. Even though they're national brand chain, they're all most of the time owned by local community members that are just paying Subway and McDonald's a royalty fee to have the name of their building.
Excellent question.
Yeah.
You guys, this is your opportunity. Ask any questions you think you find. He's here. He has so much experience. Ask any questions you can think of.
Yeah.
What obstacles did you go through to get to where you are now?
But biggest obstacle was the pandemic. We had opened our newest hotel, the Courtyard by Marriott, at the airport on February 18th, 2020. And as many of you guys have known, pandemic changed a lot of people's lives. And one of the major industries that were hit were the hospitality and travel industry. We went from seeing almost 2,000 passengers flying in and out of the Tri-Cities airport to 9 passengers flying in and out, but overnight. So from a timing standpoint, it was unfortunate. So it really forced us as a company to get creative and manage our expenses, manage our payroll, future growth, scale back a bit, and, oftentimes when you own a hotel, you have a pretty hefty, loan payment or mortgage payment, similar to when your parents buy a home, they put a certain percentage money down to buy the home, the rest is financed by bank or financial institution, pay monthly mortgage payments. And a hotel works the same way, just at a larger scale. You put some of your own money down, you're getting financing from the bank. The banks, they're great to work with, but at the end of the day, they don't care. They want there at the end of the month. If your mortgage is due, you need to pay your mortgage. When you're having almost $0 of revenue coming in, that was a big obstacle for us to kind of navigate through and get through that. But we tried to stay on top of it early. We were very open with all of our banks that we worked with and just let them know what the current situation was, and a lot of them worked with us. There was a lot of government relief that came and helped us, and luckily, knock on wood, now that we're coming out of the pandemic, travel has rebounded significantly. We're actually passing 2019 numbers already, which is a lot faster than many people anticipated. So that was a great question. Yeah.
Could you have gotten to where you are now without college?
Could I have gotten to where I was today without college? No. I could not, because it really was a...
Southridge, head to the end of C Hall now. Our baile folklorico performance is now. Head to the end of C Hall.
No, the skills that I learned throughout college, and especially pursuing further education, grad school, I use all of those skills on a day-to-day basis here. So I definitely do not feel I'd be where I am at today with college. Yeah.
Is your income strictly from your company, like the products you make, or do you have like real estate investment, or do you have stock market?
That's a great question. No, always have residual income. Always try to diversify your investments and everything that you're in. And while hotels will be always my primary salary, my personal rule of thumb is I take 20% of whatever I earn and I put that in various investments, whether it's a stock market or crypto or any of that. I don't day trade or do any of that. My philosophy is if you look at the market, stock market, or even crypto, they go up and down. They fluctuate on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of people throughout the pandemic, I say they got bored at home, so they were day trading, became day traders overnight. A lot of crypto millionaires were for. I'm sure you see a lot of them on social media, on TikTok and Instagram, and all these guys that all of a sudden became millionaires overnight by investing in crypto, Bitcoin, and it becomes contagious when you see that all on social media. So my advice to you guys would don't get caught up in that hype. Don't try to become a day trader. The markets have historically shown that over a 10, 15, 20 year, they always go up. Invest in something that you believe in, like an Apple or a Microsoft, and don't invest in it, don't look at it in a 10, 15, 20 year time period. It's sure to go up as long as it has strong fundamental values.
Yeah, that's what we always talk about in this club. We always talk about long-term investing. How can we create opportunities and the proven gains of the market over time? Yeah, so I completely agree with you.
That's a great point. A lot of people look at a short-term horizon, and you'll see the past 2 weeks were brutal on the stock market. I don't know how much you guys follow it with this club, but absolutely brutal. But now if you go back and look at it over a 12-month span, it's still up significantly, right? So don't get caught up in panic sell or panic buy when you see it. Stick the course, remember your fundamental, why you had entered into that trade originally, and keep your eye on that.
So I got a question for you, sorry. So a lot of talk about all that. We got a lot of people that obviously want to get rich quick. It's always that mentality of like life is so easy, and if it was easy, obviously we'd all do it. We'd all be rich. You've done very well for yourself financially. So with that being said, what does your work ethic look like? So if you could explain your work ethic and what that looked like from college to now with your actual career, like maybe they can kind of understand that it's not like wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, right? You know, and that your probably everyday life is not easy.
Yeah.
And just what does that look like? So if people are like, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be financially successful, understanding that that there's a lot of effort that gets involved.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. It's funny, someone asked me that just the other week, and what I told them was, we only have 24 hours in a day, right? We sleep for 8 hours. We go to work typically for 8 hours. count an extra hour, 2 hours to go to work, come back to work. That puts us at 18 hours of our day is just taken up with work, sleep, and commuting to and from work, and then you eat, right? You spend probably what, an hour and a half a day eating. That puts you at 19 and a half hours. So that puts you at about 4 hours of free time a day. So how do you use that? How do you use those 4 hours? What do you do with those 4 hours? So personally, my daily routine, I wake up every day at 4 a.m. To get my brain going, I have a cup of coffee and I go straight to the gym. And whether I have time to do a 20-minute workout or a 2-hour workout, just part of my daily routine. Being in a routine is really important to me. So just the fact that I went to the gym and I've accomplished something already at the beginning of the day is a great kickstart to my day. Then I'll go back, I'll shower, get ready, and before anyone else in my office is up, I'll go to my desk and my phones won't be ringing. There will be no disturbances. And I'll go through, knock out all my busy work that I need to do. And then by the time 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hits, that's when the rest of the company is awake and everyone has questions and all day. That's when my day goes to constantly putting out fires, phone rings on a daily basis. So oftentimes you have to prioritize what's important in your life. You have family, you have friends, and that should always be your first priority. Make sure you're taking care of that. And then once you graduate college, you're gonna have your work responsibilities, your business responsibilities. So just you'll find balance of that. And then most importantly, take time to yourself. Everyone needs to take care of themselves first, and that's why I used to go to the gym in the evenings, and now I find I'm so tired by 6, 7 o'clock. I have no motivation, so I just force myself, wake up a little earlier, get that done. So it's something that I know I've accomplished for the day. It keeps me in the same routine. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you mentioned before about the chaos that happened in the past 2 weeks in the stock market, obviously a big part of it is the rising inflation. Has like the issue of rising inflation affected you guys' kind of outlook of what you're forecasting for the rest of the year? And if it has, what do you expect it to become?
Yeah, that's good. So the beauty of the industry that I'm in, the hotel industry, is we have the ability to change how much we charge for a hotel room on a day-to-day basis, right? So inflation, when we know that our expenses are gone up 20%, we know we need to increase our room rates by 20%. Unfortunately, not everyone is in the industry that's able to do that. For example, if you're renting an apartment, you're signing a year lease, right? You're signing a year lease, your rent is locked in for a year. Right? In a hotel, we have the advantage of being able to set our rates on a night-to-night basis. And same with a tenant. You go to a barber shop, your barber's only renting a unit in a strip mall. His rental is set for the year. So the owner of that strip mall, he's kind of tied to whatever he signed a year ago, kind of locked in at that rate. So he's having to scramble a little more to cover his expenses. But it's a real thing. I know the Federal Reserve came out and they had made an announcement for 0.5% interest rate yesterday. I think the markets reacted positively because he said they're not going to increase the interest rates anymore. So typically whenever the Federal Reserve says they're going to stop increasing interest rate, it means that they're expecting inflation to taper off, which is a good sign, which is why you saw that. And then you saw it today. You saw that. That was another great question. Yeah, 2 questions here. You want to go first?
Yeah, so when you talked about going to college, the skills that you learned,
Yeah.
what were some of those skills that you gained?
First, personal, I used to be frightened, extremely frightened of public speaking. I hated it, absolutely hated it. And then I was in college, a professor came and said, a study was done to show that humans are only afraid of one thing that they're scared of more than public speaking. You guys know what that is?
Heights.
Death. Public speaking was number 2 on a study done. What humans' greatest fear is. So now when you're comparing to die or public speak, right, it kind of puts it in a relative perspective. It simplifies things a bit there. So it could always be worse. So I'm sure some of you may be very comfortable with public speaking, so it still be something you shy away from. But skills like that throughout the year, learning my understanding of the financial markets came through college, and then building a great relationship peers. I still am really close to a lot of the individuals that I went to college with, and it's fun staying in touch with them and learning from them. We've all gone our different ways in terms of what career path we've taken. But at the end of the day, it all connects some way or another, and just having that conversation with them. It was a really rewarding experience, not only my undergraduate, but then also pursuing my master's. Yes?
How do you advertise to target the specific people that you want?
In terms of, in the hotels, or in terms of when we're hiring, in what terms?
In like the hotels?
In the hotels, so each of our hotels has a different target market, right? So some of them, for example, our hotel at the airport, our main target market are the travelers that are flying in and out of the airport. And then our Motel 6 that we have in Richland, our main target market are just your casual traveler looking for a quick, clean bed, clean shower, safe, effective way. So depending on which brand it is, we tackle our marketing efforts in a very specific way. So if you go inside of the airport, we'll have a lot of advertisement in there. If you do a lot of search engine optimization, so if you're a corporate travel, you may Google best business hotel in the Tri-Cities, and we probably come right at the top. And if you're looking for an affordable place to stay, if you Google affordable hotels in the Tri-Cities, we pay for those strategic keywords that help us with our marketing. So nowadays, most of our bookings come by a mobile device. Before travelers used to go on our website.
Hey sons, come to C124 tomorrow at lunch to join the engineering club. We build fun things like t-shirt cannons and we'll have snacks. Come build something with us. There.
Do you agree when people say money doesn't buy happiness?
I do agree with that. For me, what really provides my happiness is one, family, friends, right? Money doesn't buy you family, money doesn't buy you friends, and then my routine. I'm a grouchy person. If I don't get to go to the gym in the morning and I'm starting my day, if I go to the office, everyone knows just off of my demeanor that I missed my workout that morning, because that's what makes me happy. So what's important is what I would suggest to all of you, is really take time to figure out what makes you happy. And you'll find that oftentimes it's not a materialistic thing. It's not the newest iPhone. It's not AirPods. It's never that. Those things can all be replaced, but it's your friends, it's your family, and it's what makes you happy. Your hobbies, your passions. Yes.
You said like after college you went and you were working in your family business.
Yes.
Where would you be if that family business hadn't been like set up already?
So I had the unique, I guess I had the privilege while I was at Washington State University to do an internship. And I highly suggest you all, anytime you have an opportunity to hop on an internship, to hop on that opportunity. I was an intern at Boeing, and at Boeing I was in their financial legal department, and I was with them for 2 consecutive summers, and I had a very lucrative job offer from them coming out of college. So if I did not have a family business to kind of come back to, I would definitely be probably with the Boeing company or with another company on that side. That's one of the greatest advantages of going to college. You have a lot of opportunities to take advantage of these internships. You see career fairs, and companies want to hire individuals that are really active within their universities and their finance clubs. And if you put that on your resume that you're part of this finance club and you choose to forego your lunch to come learn more, companies pay attention to that. They're more willing to offer internships.
You said that you decided to pursue your master's in business. Why didn't you do pre-law?
One, the internship that I had with the Boeing company, one of the perks that they had was they had stated that they would pay for my master's if I would give them a 5-year guarantee. So how it would work was they would pay for my MBA if I worked for them for 5 consecutive years. So I was exploring those opportunities, and that was before I decided whether I want to come back to my family business or want to continue working for Boeing. So I've done a lot of research on getting a master's in business administration or going to law school. And doing my due diligence and research, I knew that at the end of the day, I personally had greater, what's a good way to put it, was I had more interest in pursuing the business route than the legal route. I wouldn't have been able to make that decision without that internship at Boeing, where I was exposed to both sides of it. I was exposed to the finance side, business side, and I also saw the legal side. That's more tedious, and I'm a people's person, and being in business, I meet with a lot of people every day, and if I had to go back and make the decision again, I would make the same exact decision. Yeah?
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, we had a financial college representative come, and he showed everyone how affordable college is if you take the opportunities and you be bold and confident and go have a clear goal. Do you agree with that college can be affordable and everyone can get a degree if they are driven enough for it?
I 1000% agree. College is, there's so many avenues out there, whether it's FAFSA or scholarships, and once again, you guys are on the right track. You're here, you're present, applying for a lot of these scholarships. They ask for what extracurricular activities are you part of. When you say you're part of the finance club, that makes a difference. And I know many of you are not here just for a resume builder. You're here to actually learn, which is awesome. But when you're, ask yourself the question, if you're on a scholarship selection committee and you're going through thousands of applications, what is going to differentiate you from all the other applications in that staff, right? And there's so many opportunities out there. I myself was on FAFSA to get through college. It's a great program, and many people often have the false impression, or it's been told to them that college is just not possible, whether it's maybe no one in your family went to college because it was too expensive, but it's not the case. It's affordable as long as you do your due diligence and get the financial background that you need.
Yeah, I think if this is a quick question, it's 11:18, so I think maybe we could answer like a 2 quick questions or quick questions, and then we have to conclude. But
Can credit cards really control your life?
Credit cards are a necessary evil in life. I suggest, I tell everyone, yes, you should definitely get a credit card. Pay off your whole entire, a lot of people have the false impression. I know some of my team members, they get their credit card statement at the end of the month and they get excited because they spent $1,000 the previous month, but it says they owe $100 and they get excited and only pay the $100. But what they don't realize is they're paying almost 29% interest on that remaining $900. So credit cards are the fastest way to build credit, but don't abuse them. Only spend what you can really afford. Pretend like it is a debit card using the bank's money, but at the end of the month, pay off your whole entire balance. Don't pay that minimum balance and get stuck in that trap. But how many people here have a debit card, right? And how many people here have a credit card? Did you know you can ask your parents to add you to one of their credit cards as an additional card holder and start building credit even before you're 18?
that's exactly what I was gonna start talking about after we're just finishing up stocks, and that was my next goal, to talk more about how important it is to use the credit card to your advantage and how it can boost your credit score. So that's definitely something we're gonna talk about in our future outlook.
Okay, one more quick question.
How do you deal with competition?
How do I deal with competition? We embrace it. We love competition. Competition is one of those things that helps everyone. If there's no competition, there's no reason for us to better ourselves or make us better people or businesses. Competition really raises the bar for everyone.
All right, thank you so much, and can you get a huge round of applause?